In this video on dashboards in Microsoft Dynamics 365 for sales, we're going to cover off building your own charts. Now, this is one of the series we've done specifically on dashboards. You can see others in the series below. Also, if you've got any suggested content ideas or you need any help with Microsoft Dynamics, please see the links below. So in the last episode, we showed how you could build your own personal dashboard, and this is the one we built, Richard's Test Dashboard. Now, it's just a simple 4-pane dashboard, and I've got a couple of charts and I've got a couple of lists. Now, the charts I use are system charts, so which is fine as long as the system charts give you what you need. If you want a chart that isn't a system chart, you do have the ability to create your own. So that's what we're going to show in terms of how to do that. So if we go to the if I go to the opportunities area, because I'm going to build an opportunities chart, and then I go to show chart, so I've got the chart displayed alongside the view data. What I can do is click the 3 dots, which is to effectively show the menu associated with charts, and then I've got an option here, new, so that is build a new chart. When I click that, I get a dialog as follows. The first thing it's saying is, what view do you want to use? And that's just for the preview. So you kind of got a little previewer here, which sort of shows you if you're actually building a valid chart. And effectively you're saying what data do you want to feed the preview on. It doesn't really have any relevance beyond that, because we're in the dashboard. When we use the chart, we can specify in the dashboard what view it's using. And then it's asking me to put in a name. So I'm going to say Richard Test. So the next thing it's asked me to do is say, okay, it says legend entries series, but effectively say, what are you looking to report against? What's your chart about? Now, I'm going to choose estimated revenue, and then I've got some options here. It's defaulted as sum, which I'm happy with, but I could have done min, max, count, or average. And then the next important thing it's going to ask is, what type of chart do you want to do? So I've got some different chart options here. I'm going to choose a simple bar chart. So that's my chart defined. Next, it's saying, what do you want to report estimated revenue against? Well, I'm going to plot that against estimated close day. And when I do that, you can see that I've got some data appearing within that previewer. Don't get too panicked at this stage. That previewer is only a very rough indication as to what the final chart will look like, which should look a lot better than that. And I think that gives me what I need at this stage. So I'm going to save and close it. And there we go. Richard Test is displaying for me. So that looks good. That gives me the data that I was expecting. By the way, in terms of having this chart within a view, it's quite a powerful way of analyzing data, not least the reason if I want to say I want to look at what's deals arriving in March, I just click on that column and then it automatically filters down that data. So that's a really good way of analyzing your view data, but we built that chart to be incorporated into a dashboard. So if I go to dashboards, here's the one we built in the last episode, as I mentioned earlier. Now let's say I wanted to get rid of leads by source and incorporate my new chart. What I can do is go to edit. That's going to open up my dashboard editor. And if I double click on this pane, I've now got the opportunity to change what chart is displayed there. The first thing it's saying is, what entity are you pointing at? Now, that was a leads chart, but I'm going to move that to opportunities. I'm going to type in O to jump to the O's, because we've got quite a long list of different record types within the system. So I have opportunities. As I touched on earlier, you can now select which view your chart is pointing at. I'm not going to have my open opportunities. I'm going to have all opportunities. And then it's saying to me, what chart do you want to use? So if I go to that, you'll now see that I've got an option called Richard Test, as well as all the system charts. But I've got Richard Test, which is the one we created a minute or two ago. Let's select that. If I OK that now, you can see that appears within my dashboard. And if I save it and I close it, you'll see my dashboard has changed to successfully incorporate a personal chart that I've created to display the data that I need. Anyway, hopefully that's been helpful in terms of helping you create your own personal charts. As I say, it's just one in a series that we've done on dashboards. You can see links to others in the series below. Also, if you've got any suggested content ideas, or indeed you need any help with Microsoft Dynamics, please see the links below. Thank you very much for your time today, and hopefully see you again soon.